Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the campaign is back on, and frankly, we are in a brilliant position going into the future. We just conquered all of Hellas, defeated the Cretians on their beloved island, and really all that remains of that faction is this one full stack army that will be rotting away in my territory, losing men quickly as attrition takes its toll. Of course, public order is not the best in Hellas because I just sacked Crete, but there's nothing to be helped with that. And when it comes to the rest of my provinces, things are quite stable. So I'm not too worried about public order in general, but I am more worried about my diplomatic life currently. In fact, I'm quite worried. You see, things are a little bit precarious at the moment. I would love to go and conquer the Bosphorus because, as you can see, the Kartli are in control of one settlement, the Pontus another, and Chimeria the third. It's a very unstable and weak province that I think we can take advantage of. But at the same time, we are currently at war with the Ptolemies, thanks to our previous war with Athens. And they are quite powerful. I'm going to have to dedicate a considerable amount of resources to fight them if I wish to, focus on Chimeria at the same time. At the same time, I'm about to get a border with Rome. I mean, you could see that there's only one settlement that separates us now, and over here there's none. So, given that Rome is an aggressive powerhouse of a faction, I mean, they've already conquered Sicily. Oh, they've conquered Africa too! The Punic Wars are done and dusted. Carthage has been thwarted. Well, in any case, Rome is considerably stronger than me according to this. And look at that. Same thing with the Ptolemies according to the balance of power, so we are in a bit of a rough spot. To put it mildly, we are in a bit of a rough spot. And we are going to have to figure out how best to proceed here without overextending ourselves too much. So, without further ado, let's just keep on going. Now, my hope is to make peace with the Ptolemies and get some good agreements with the Romans, because fighting the Ptolemies is going to be somewhat of a challenge. I'm definitely not going to be able to navally invade North Africa, because, to put it quite plainly, I have shit navies. I have terrible navies. Thrace is not a naval power. The Ptolemies, in contrast, they very much are a naval power. So, their ships of around 200 men and like 2,000 health will absolutely annihilate my barbarian Viking-like floats of around 45 men and 600 health. It won't be even close. And I cannot possibly build ships to compete with them. It's just not going to happen. The best I could do is invade through Asia Minor into Cilicia. And that is a viable option. It's in fact my only option if I want to fight them. And I can do it. I could probably easily secure a military axis pact with Pergamon and Bithynia and then get right into the Ptolemies' territory in that region. It's just, I don't really want to. I don't want to do that at all. So, we'll see if I can pay them off. I'm willing to give them like 12,000, 18,000, maybe even 20 just to secure a long-term peace, because I don't think they'll attack me again afterwards. We're just too far apart geographically. But also, I do want to make some treaties with Rome. So if I don't have treaties with them, I need to keep troops stationed to counter them, because I could see Rome very easily declaring war on me. They usually have their sights poised on Greece at some point, and I don't see why it would be any different with this campaign. So we'll just have to see. Let's see. When it comes to the Cretans here, my challenge is that they have pikes and I don't. And these pikemen could probably school my hoplites. I'm gonna have to use my skirmishers very effectively to get rid of these pikes. I can go and put my Spartans here to block the way, and their phenomenal morale should help me a lot. Meanwhile, I have 5 Thracian archers from the garrison station here, and 2 Cretans that will just bombard these pikes, show them who's boss. Over on this flank, we can have 2 hoplites poised as a defending force, as well as my remaining Cretan. And I want to go and push and have 2 of these Freo swords, because they'll just do brilliantly over here. My cavalry I'll push here, and I'll send them out of the settlements at some point to harass the enemy's flanks. These colonist hoplites can go into center. These guys can go here. These guys can go here. And let's go ahead and push out. I mean, I have an amazing corps of cavalry with this army too. So we should be able to completely annihilate the enemy skirmishers once they commit their infantry. At the same time, I expect them to just frontally assault me. I mean, I've guarded the settlement multiple times, and the AI always just pushes forward like right here. I'm just gonna get my slingers to target this particular javelin cavalry unit. But as for the rest of the enemy infantry, I think I'm just gonna hold tight. I mean, until we push up for pikes, I don't really care about the rest. They don't bother me at all. Just have to stop them from killing my Spartans at range too effectively. And the enemy cavalry that tries to charge my Spartans head on will, like, obviously die in droves. It's a really bad idea to charge Spartan hoplites head on. Bring some cavalry around. And phalanxes are within range, so yeah, I think it is time to start sending them. But look at this, dude. Literally the entire enemy army is just pushing out like this. I mean, that's just so dumb. But I can't stop. I'm not going to interrupt my foe while he makes a mistake, so I'll just go like this and oh! Interesting. A shock cavalry going behind my lines. It's not something I like to see, so I'll go send a Thracian noble to try to stop him. He is going to get into my cavalry before I can do anything, but there's not much that can be done about that. My hoplites are just going to lose decisively. There's no way to remedy that situation. But I'll go ahead and send my cavalry onwards. Go deal some damage. And, oh! Oddly enough, enemy cavalry didn't hit my skirmishers, which is really, really weird. An error, frankly. So light cavalry, this light infantry, they're gonna javelin me to death if they don't charge them, so I'll give them a touch-up here. They're not gonna like a frontal charge by a heavy cavalry unit, so that's fine. And also these furrow swordsmen will not be able to do very well against my Thracian furrow swordsmen. Thracian variant is just a more aggressive, martially inclined unit. You can see those Greeks, those pathetic Greeks, they're already routing. Already wavering. They do not like what they see, and those Cretans, every single man that falls, it's just a massive loss for massive loss for my enemy. It simply cannot afford losses. Thinking, like, if this Greek infantry is already losing decisively, we're not gonna like being charged into rear by some sort of Thracian noble general. I mean, that's for sure, right? But I am also mis-microing this fight very badly. So what we can do here is charge these guys, turn the Freo shock cavalry around, and then hopefully give them a secondary charge. Yeah, as they run away, we can charge them again. That's nice. Boom. And then, yeah, just get my Thracian noble to charge this blob into rear. I mean, this is the unit to do it. Anybody's gonna do it, it's these guys, right? I mean, look at these guys, right? Our general just going in. We can inspire our men, call them to action. Bring these militia into play. And yeah, my general is gonna be thrusting and parrying with the Sikas, killing the Greek light infantry as they try to make her daring escape. Perhaps daring's not even the right word, perhaps pathetic. Of course, the enemy pikes do still remain a. Never mind.
One of our units is used all the
That's
time.
that's a good caster, James. You have an idea when you kind of like say something in a game and then it just the opposite happens. I'm like, I literally was about to say the pikes remain a threat, and then the pikes stopped being a threat the moment I said that because they routed. Kind of funny. But yeah, boys. Well, there you have it. That Cretan army just lost the majority of its men. In fact, I'm pretty sure that army is just gonna die. There's no settlements to fall back on. Oh, look at that. One of my Spartan hoplites got 250. They got a nice experience chevron out of it. Hell yeah. We'll take captives. They're more or less just a rebellious army now, floating around the Peloponnese. Well, let's see what's going on. So, it's really two things that we can do here. One, we defeat Knossos. We end this rebellion. Goodbye. Oh, let's see. Was that it for Knossos? So, they're still around somehow. One ship. One ship constitutes a political faction. That's insane. It's absurd and insane. And an insult to the body politic. Whatever body politic possibly means. Let's see. Ooh, fishing boats. I wonder, what does this building give me? 800 agricultural wealth. That seems quite productive. Why not? You get money and we get food. Best of both worlds. Okay, so now that we have a considerable amount of money in our pockets, we can go ahead and see if we can make peace with the Ptolemies. I have zero desire to fight these guys. Zero. It's a completely unprofitable and distracting war for me, but god damn it, it looks like we're not gonna relent. I mean, look at this army. I cannot possibly abandon Crete with such an army waiting on my doorstep. So if my war with the Ptolemies is gonna remain a constant, then I need, and I repeat, need to keep his army stationed here in Crete. But I can't possibly do it in this state. I need to reduce the army's expense quite a bit. Because look, Crete has a considerable militia. At least they will once this stupid building repairs, but they will soon. And I think that some of these buildings will also grant some additional militia coverage. So for now, I'm gonna get rid of all my cavalry. That's like why would you have cavalry in a militia, right? Get rid of these swords. We don't need swords. We just need pikes, really. We can go for like one archer, but no, two archers. Two archers, and then we can just merge these pikes. Merge the pikes, and then what's a hoplite I don't care at all about? Corinthian levy hoplites. Okay, let's go for
Death in battle.
one Thracian sword, and then yeah, you know what? Maybe we should just go for the Corinthian levy hoplite. Like, hoplites aren't as useful as defensive units in general, right? So that's for sure. Like, you can't really go wrong with it. But in Athens, I mean, there's a pretty considerable garrison. I don't think that an amphibious assault will work unless it's, like, also with an additional army. What about Rome? Could Rome potentially be an ally?
Rome is, as always, a welcoming host to you. I await your words with an appetite for truth.
Nothing. Rome wants nothing to do with me.
Honest welcome. Speak, friend of Rome, and hopefully later we will drink to seal our agreement.
Wow, friend of Rome, offering you a king's ransom for basically nothing, and you're not willing to relent. That's not a friend. That is a potential enemy if I've ever seen one. Please, friend. What a friend you are. Be a fool to call Rome a friend under these circumstances. You know, this makes me quite sad because I do genuinely wish to make war in the Bosphorus and do so with a flourish, but I don't think I can under these circumstances. Can't overextend myself. Like, let's go take a stock of our military. We have this incredible army over here. This army is just a trumped up garrison. This army is decent. It's decent, but it's not great.
And the knife in the
Thirsty for battle.
I mean, I think I just take Segestica with this army. I think I go make war on Anori.
Move out. Ready for battle.
And go check out what's going on with these Celts. Send this guy up north.
Ready for war for the tribe. Thirsty for battle for the tribe.
So one army in Olbia,
For the tribe.
2 armies in Pannonia.
Ready for order.
A merry meeting.
Ready for order.
Is that it?
Thirsty
We only have 4 armies? No, 5 armies. 2 in Pannonia, 1 on Crete, 1 in Sarmatia, and 1 in Hellas. Okay. That makes sense. Well, we need at least 2 armies to go ahead and wipe out the Ptolemies. I can tell you that. And we also need to get some agreements with
I
these
am
guys.
honored to greet such an ambassador of such worth.
Okay, military access was
We
free
Greeks
with
are
Bithynia,
really-
which is amazing.
Welcome. I throw open the doors to you.
Oh, it was free with both. Jeez, that was easy, man. I thought I'd have to, like, bribe the crap out of these guys for military access, but no. They give it to me. I guess they really want me to go stick it to those damn Egyptians, eh? Well, I'll grant them their wish. And we'll go make an army fit for conquest right now.
Fight with us. It's a good life.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Phaeacian infantry seems like a good place to start, I would say.
Thirsty for battle. Ready for order.
Yes.
Warriors all.
How can I assist you?
For the tribe. Thirsty
Where is
for
that damn spy?
warriors all.
I mean, I'm just wondering whether I should try to go to take some settlements in the Bosphorus, but
Thirsty for battle.
no, it doesn't seem like it's a good idea.
Duty, my warriors.
How can I assist you?
Or maybe I could. Maybe I could win this. It would be difficult. What do you guys think? Should I just go for an invasion in the Bosphorus? I mean, I could try. I could friggin' try. That's for sure. There's no harm in trying. So if I fail, it could cost me basically my entire like settlement on in this region of a ragtag army full of AOR units for the most part here. But also, Chimeria is not a very strong faction. I mean, I feel like Pancratian's pretty exposed. If they don't recruit significantly more forces, we should just go for it. But that's a big if. Let's see what happens. So we have some plans here. War with the Nori, war with Chimeria, and then war with Ptolemies. And then we'll be set up with 2 armies in Pannonia in case Rome decides to do anything hasty. Of course, it does leave Greece and Macedon exposed. And I feel like I should have 1 army, ideally sitting in Apollonia, if the Romans decide to do something. Either Apollonia or... Okay, finally the Thracian pirates make their move. I mean... I really don't like these amphibious assault battles. They're kind of just cheesy in my opinion, so... Whatever. I'll just do this. It does weaken my general, though, from an army that's just building up now, so... That's kind of a rip. Doing the Egyptians a bit of a surface. So I was wondering about my... Oh, never mind. I was thinking about changing my political system, but now I'm like, eh. Damn it. No. Now that I look at it, it's like, I need 2 armies to be able to take out Pancratian. I need 2.
Thirsty for
Can I afford to? Probably not.
I want hourly patrols. Warriors all.
Just get a new general for this army. Everyone took too many casualties.
Warriors all.
We literally cannot attack this because of a stupid Egyptian navy that's just sitting here. God damn you. Damn you, Egyptian navy. You are scum. Alright, that should be perfectly reasonable to hold this. Why public order is so terrible? It's the raiding! It's 1 unit!
For the tribe.
Again, every single turn, I'm gonna look towards the Ptolemies and
Well,
say, Pharaoh,
whatever
Pharaoh,
you
can you
must
let my
say,
people
speak
go?
it unto me.
Pharaoh.
Mighty Pharaoh is busy with matters of state.
Won't let my people go. So the people will have to rebel. people will have to take up arms, kill the bloody pharaoh.
Ready for orders.
Okay, so we have 6 of these units here. I mean, one of my armies that's coming up north to help take out the Egyptians is a very Hellenized army. I mean, it basically is a Hellenic army.
Thirsty for battle.
All of its hoplites. So let's make a more Thracian-ish army here. I mean, this is a pretty decent
We need
unit
good
with the
fighters.
Agrionians. Let's get 4 of them. And let's get 2 of the Pharaohs here. But yeah, I mean, this army's building up. Slowly but surely. Meanwhile, over on this side of the map, the Kink is... Kink's doing alright.
Thirsty for battle.
I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and move in within sight of Segestica. I mean, look at this, man. Pella barely has a man in it. Barely a single person lives in Pella. The population was devastated by my raids, but it also means that the population will more swiftly recover. There's a lot more opportunities, right? I mean, it's still a viable port-side city and a decent region of resources. I mean, people will flood to Pella. Thinking, alright, I mean, look at these Abradistrian settlements. When were they attacked? When were they raided? And as I say, this Hellas is being viciously raided by Cretan pirates. But there's only 23 men left in one ship. I think it will disintegrate naturally within a couple of turns, if I had to guess. Wait, as per usual, the Greeks are being disagreeable fools. Fools, by fools I mean fools. Truly foolish. Because because Knossos is, I mean, they're done. They're done, boys. They are done. Alright, rebellion of Sparta. You have an actual Hippias as your general. That's crazy, dude.
Ready for battle.
Once again, let's ask
Well,
Hera.
What would you say?
Let
I would
my
sooner be in the
people
temple,
go.
offering honest sacrifice.
Okay, he's not letting my people go. So we'll continue.
Ready for orders. For the tribe. Fight with us. It's a good life.
Let's get some Thracian noble cav. Let's get 1 noble cav. I can't really afford 2, unless I don't feel like I can. But I need to train an army in Sparta.
Warriors all.
And to make his army somewhat cheap.
Fight for us, lads.
But it will be an army all the same. An army of Thrace. see. I'm looking at some Nori stuff here. Man, looks like they're alright. They're not like a great faction, but they're okay.
And on.
Ready for order. Starting out.
What about these Germans? What are they like? They're unfriendly.
The gods will have me
With an
listen to
aggression
you,
pact.
but do not pass the day in words.
I can sense that my gods smile on us and our agreement. This is an honorable thing.
They did want trade though. Oh fuck, dude. Trade is hella good. Oh man. Well, we got trade between each other, between ourselves. It's pretty damn good.
Warriors all.
Pretty darn
Ready
good.
for battle.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna go ahead and fight the Nori. Heck yeah. I thought this was gonna be an easy battle. What is this garrison? Okay, you know what? Empires aren't built on timidity, boys. We're going in. We're going in for keeps. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We don't have a single archer to our name. Merely 2 peltas as a skirmish component, which... Peltas aren't really skirmishers in my opinion. They're a hybrid melee unit that can do damage at range. That's what they are fundamentally. I cannot, in good faith, call them a skirmish unit. I cannot. I do not want them to be a skirmish unit. They don't feel like a skirmish unit. They don't act like a skirmish unit. Maybe they just aren't a skirmish unit, people. Anyone ever think about that? What I'm gonna do here is very simple, though.
Missiles ready!
I'm gonna bring my hoplites forward. We're gonna have support from the infamous Peltas I just mentioned. Oh! The enemy's going forward. Let's meet them in the field, boys! Fourth race!
Warriors ready. Warriors eager for
You can see here, the spears leading the way, but the Celtic warriors, swirling Celtic patterns painted beneath, are coming forward. The militia, glorious and smelly, undoubtedly, charging forward. But don't worry,
Odrysian warriors.
my Illyrian Sika bearers believe firmly in the
Our
doctrine
hidden units have been discovered.
of if you smelt it, then you probably dealt it. But no, I'm just gonna charge forward like a madman. I don't see any reason to show restraint.
Thracian
I
cavalry.
mean, our units are light, our charges are fierce.
Swords.
You know what? I can go ahead and send... Get a nice javelin volley.
Thracian noble. Thracian cavalry.
Cavalry, I'm gonna swing slightly behind the enemy line.
Riders. Thracian warriors. Thracian noble. Warriors eager. Orders. Got
Ready! Blood on!
I mean, it looks like the enemy is just fully committing to this one side of the field, and they're gonna outnumber me soon. Unless I start
The men are wavering.
eliminating their units, and that's just not working. And my Sika bearers are just losing on this side.
cavalry. Heavy cavalry.
I don't like that.
Charge.
Don't want the Sika bearers to lose. I mean, come on. I like my Sika bearers. I raised them from birth. I mean, I showed these Illyrians how to fight in the Thracian style, and they're doing alright at it. I mean, they're not the hairiest and smelliest barbarians, but they have heart, and that's what matters. With heart, you can do a lot. But no, on a serious note, though, we're breaking this right flank, which is going to allow us to sweep behind these guys. My...
The enemy general is dead.
Oh, that's huge. Oh, I didn't even realize that my Thracian nobles, along with my Furos infantry they just went straight through the enemy general. That Celtic Spear unit didn't stand a chance. And yeah, I mean, we got some nice flanks. The enemy's charge left them a little overexposed. What I do know though is that the enemy units are quite spear heavy, so I don't want to overdo it with charging in my cavalry. But my sword infantry, they can go in and they're just chopping through the enemy like hot butter. The momentum has solidly turned against the Celts, and now, I mean, they're packed in such fine ranks that they can't even turn and run as my men slash at their backsides and carve through the enemy units. Hundreds of Celts are just being slaughtered.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
But I do want to, again, pull my cavalry a little away from the fight. Or maybe actually no, I joined them. I joined battle because they're about to rout. And they do. I mean, look, it was pretty smart for the enemy to just be like, yeah, they just charged straight into this Thracian infantry. The only thing is that they just underestimated the Thracian infantry. Although my Sika bearers almost routed. So the Sika bearers are decidedly worse than the Furos infantry. That makes sense. The Furos infantry are a medium infantry, they have better armor. And I gotta go check out morale. I am a little surprised by the Sika bearers. Not pleasantly surprised, I have to add. Just surprised. A little bit judgy, actually. But it matters not, because Pannonia did fall quite handily, I would say. And I'll loot it just because I want the money. Dismantle everything. Just have a fresh slate for that province. And now again, Pharaoh.
Great pharaohs
Let my people
justifiable
go.
curses. Why do foreigners always bathe in camel piss?
Yeah, who the fuck is bathing in camel
Is that
piss?
a woman's weeping that I hear, or a coward's bleating for mercy?
I think that
Mighty
you
Pharaoh,
are thinking
executioner
about a
of the
different
gods,
type
will
of
give you
foreigner, my
nothing.
friend. Thracians don't bathe in no camel piss. I don't think we do. I don't know, maybe we do. I wasn't at the last meeting of what the Thracians do. Jeez. What the Romans? Are they willing
Welcome,
to...
worthy friend.
Well, now Rome apparently
This is a
is
wise and
super
honorable
duper
lord.
happy. Okay, non-aggression.
You are a servant of Venus, so sweetly do you speak.
We'll give him a nice...
Rome embraces this and the virtues of your fine people. This is a day of pro. You are plainly a man of...
Well, that's excellent! That's actually really, really good. If we don't have to, if we don't have to deal with Rome as an actual threat, then I can relax a little, actually. I'm not gonna be nearly as stressed. I can just go and make an army that's gonna go into Sarmatia and help me out here. So like I said, the Cimmerians are pretty strong. Too strong for one army to topple. But if I get a nice army of, you know, reasonable Thracian warriors, I'm not talking about the finest men of the tribes, but some good ones, some of the right ones, from Dacia, then we can go do some damage. they can go do some great damage. So there we have it, boys. Hellas is in rebellion. There is a Spartan general who is collecting Lacedaemonians like Pokemon cards and arming them in the Spartan fashion. We are very much almost prepared for our invasion of Asia Minor. First target is Cilicia. Hit the Egyptians where it hurts, because right now they're on their high horse. But I'm thinking that we can maybe bring them down a peg.
Will you not give our people a little gold?
Sure. Okay, I mean, I'm hoping maybe he's willing to engage me without the garrison being so menacing, and I was correct in that. Look at that, boys. Look at that. The Nori, the mountain men come streaming down from the heights. And I think I have this one in the bag, boys. Look at all those Freya swords. Look at the D swords. I mean, I'm just looking at some solid Thracian warriors, some extremely vicious fighters. And I don't see a skirmish advantage for them, but I care about. I don't have a lot of cavalry, but the cavalry I have is somewhat solid. I can rely on these furrow shot cavalry to do their work. And we have some
Melee fighters ready!
Alright, so very simple game plan here, boys. I have a solid mid-line of Furos infantry. You saw in the last battle against the Celts just how powerful these guys are. With 15 armor and 11 melee attack and 11 melee defense, they're just a solid mainline unit of about 225 men that can hold the line. Meanwhile, my flanks have these long-speared warriors who are gonna be able to hold against cavalry, and also, I mean, look at those stats. These guys are decent. Behind him are the D swords who get shot through anything. So really, boys, really, I'm not going to be particularly tactical in this battle. I'm just gonna meet the Nori man to man and show them that the men of Odrysia are simply better. That sure we won this. We've been winning our territory on the basis of utilizing Greek technology well. But it's also just based on our aptitude as phenomenal and brutal warriors. I mean, okay. They do have some hoplite spears that could be decent. Jeez, I mean, they keep on rotating their line. It's hard for me to match. They're gonna connect their forces together, which is not ideal. Of course, it's always best for me when the enemy deploys piecemeal. How much cohesion, but it looks like it's too late for that. They're combining their armies in Nori, but it's okay. So long as I can get my lines to form, which I most definitely will at this point, we are fine. I'll just keep on pushing forward. Fight me, cowards! I mean, their men are lower in mass as well. These naked spear
Our hidden units
throwers.
have been discovered.
Naked spear throwers. What kind of spears? I am 10 in terms of humor sometimes.
We will pierce their hearts.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
Here we go, boys. We deploy our archers exceptionally. I mean, it's cavalry that's getting close to my infantry. I mean, we're even sending javelins at them. So far, there's been a lot of dead Nori littering the battlefield as the deadly projectiles of Thrace entice you
One of our units has used all
to
its
running
ammunition.
into our charge.
Fire on us!
Looks like our lines are just swirling in a mass. They're just confused, and I guess my Thracian archers were like, alright, we can't miss. We're just gonna shoot in the direction of the big blob of Gallic rabble. Their mercenary bowmen are running away because we've just been sniping them. Who else? Who else is ready for this type of death? Maybe these archers would like to see whether the men of Thrace are decent archers, and so far it looks like we're just meh. That volley didn't do a lot. But the next volley, I mean, it's taken a couple more. We're like, okay, yep, the men of Thrace are okay archers. They're not the best we've ever seen, but you know what? We don't wanna be under this kind of scrutiny for very long. We don't like the social experiment. I don't understand what the enemy is doing. They're still just rearranging their lines while all of their skirmishers die. I mean, their skirmishers aren't even shooting. Here comes the phalanxes. They're charging forward. Some of the spear throwers are throwing. But this is generally feels like a bit of
One of our units
a
has used all its
esports kind of throw, if you know what I mean. I mean, I just don't understand these genius Nori tactics. I don't know, as of right now, Gauls are hesitating. I mean, they activate the rally ability, and they're certainly gonna need it in the midst of this kind of nonsense. I mean, I'm just gonna push forward at this point. I think it's even silly to continue this skirmish. I mean, we can go kill some of our naked warriors for sure, but they don't have a shirt to their name, let alone armor
One of
capable
our units has used all its ammunition.
of withstanding arrows, but their naked warriors didn't really get good charges.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
And without a good charge, they don't really have a chance. I mean, it's sort of the whole point of a naked sword type unit. You need a good charge. Some of these men just got attacked from two sides, and I mean, honestly, they held that for a reasonable amount of time for a light unit. As they retreat, they're gonna lose. They're gonna be very vulnerable for a while. They'll lose some men to my Freos. Some of our units are sort of holding out. Not amazingly, but they kind of are.
The enemy general is dead.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a rip. The balance of power doesn't say it, but I am so much in the lead right now. Their flanks have completely died, and their center is about to be enveloped, and they're all hoplites too. So if we're like extra insecure about being enveloped, you know what I mean? Just the morale of being enveloped is crazy bad. The optics just really bad.
General is under attack.
I mean, yeah, some of the Freo swords at the front of that of their phalanxes are just starting to rout. They're like nearing half strength, but still. I mean, my general is amongst them, and he's chopping and hacking away. My D swordsmen are getting into the center. Cavalry's having free reign of things.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Of course it's turning in her favor. Her numbers are dropping. Her numbers are in free fall right now. My Thracians are just having an all-you-can-kill barbarian buffet.
The enemy general.
We're just showing that our proximity to Greece is our greatest strength. That our fighting style is simply superior, and our ability to produce heavier massed barbarian troops is just killer. Just over. I mean, look at these kill numbers. Every single unit performing well. And basically just not having any troubles. You don't see anywhere but a unit. I mean, okay, 2 units took high casualties, but those units killed a lot too. Most of these units just killed a crap load of barely taking any casualties. I mean, whatever troops they had on the flanks, like the Nori, they're bad troops. They're not good troops on the flanks. But yeah, the Odrysian fighting style pairs really well against barbarians, I found out this campaign. And they do super well here against the Nori. Finally, Crete is done. The Cretan's done. So too should a good degree of the raiding in this province. Oh.
Aidan, Kichita!
Dude, I am so freaking lucky that in Greece you have like just a full surround of garrison access, because my army was not actually strong enough to beat this army. It was just the garrison that did. And yeah, let's just go ahead and dissolve this force because it is useless otherwise.
Ready for battle.
Well, the Nori have been basically slain. And I know exactly what I'm going to do here. I will engage like this so I can just get the garrison to come out and fight. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good.
You have further orders? Move out! Ready for order!
Go ahead and kill all these guys so the enemy garrison can't resist. And then we're really just gonna liberate this.
Starting out!
Turn them into an ally, and okay, they do end up being like my military allies. It's kind of cool.
We have need of
Go ahead and trade with them. So give me money.
I will take
200?
word of our agreement.
Yeah, whatever. I can go for 200. I don't mind too much.
Warriors all!
I don't really need Celtic mercenaries. They're definitely not the best mercenary type. I can tell you that.
For the tribe! Ready for further orders! Warrior, get moving! Starting out!
And yeah, Pannonia is just gonna be this like frontier province. It doesn't really do a whole lot. And those two armies, we'll figure out a place for them, but for now, they're kind of just extra armies. I'm not gonna use them for anything.
Thirsty for battle. Are
Let's go
you
for
ready to
4
do
of
your
these
duty to the
Freos.
tribe?
And then a Tribali Lancer. What about over here?
Warriors all. Thirsty for battle.
And then I guess we can go and like train some sort of thing. I don't know. I mean, yeah, we need cavalry for this army. What am I saying? It was like we have everything we need, and it's like, no, we literally need cavalry. Like, I want cavalry. So the Tribali Lancers, they just get the leads. They're better than Tribali Lancers. And this army can go straight into
Is there nothing else?
Nicomedia. We are inside of Asia Minor, boys. It's happened.
Ready for orders.
Our culture is also starting to take off a little.
How can I assist you?
No, we still have 2,000. I don't know. Is there any chance that the Romans will give us a defensive
Welcome.
alliance?
And let us be honored by your attendance and your words.
No. I guess they just don't really want us to be... They want us to be on reasonable terms, but they want us to also be at a bit of a distance. I suppose I need to respect their wishes because they are stronger than me right now. I think I went really well. We have a buffer state in Noria, right? They have a pretty good settlement from which to expand their influence. Our empire is growing in wealth. Public order is sound in every single province other than Pannonia, which, you know, obviously we just conquered it. We haven't invested enough into it to make it sound yet. Our armies are powerful, very powerful. But we also just need to put them in some place that makes sense. And I'm thinking that one should be in Illyria and one should be in Dacia. That's what makes the most sense to me. For now, until we figure out what to do with them or until something arises. Because there could be a conflict with the Romans, or it could be a conflict with some northern barbarian faction. And Dacia, at the very least, it's easy to get anywhere from Dacia. Can also make a navy if I really want to. I could. Possibility. It would be a decent idea, at least. Not intimidate the opposition. Okay, people in Pannonia, they don't like me. I need send a person with some bread, with some games. They will help me. The army is gonna be completely fucked by the time that they get home.
The tribe. To your duty, my warrior.
This army too. R.I.P. What about this army?
For the tribe. On the move, lads. Ready for orders.
We can move them here. It's not that bad. This army is fine, then we can just let them stay. This army I should just keep on recruiting. Next turn we start moving it. The way I handled the Nori was pretty good, though. We were great at baiting those two armies to come out of Noria and fight me. And the way that we handled the Segesta army was just great, right? The way that we pinched them off on one side of our settlements and then just brought in our Thracian noble to snipe our general. It's all very good. Parthia is solid, dude. I love Parthia. Pergamon is solid. Pontus is solid. All of these factions are solid. You know what is solid of all, though? The slaves. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. They built this world. In some ways, I actually did, to be fair. Alright, let's see. Okay, I mean, it wasn't insane attrition we took. It was pretty reasonable. I thought we'd like, my armies would shrivel to almost nothing. Let's see, what about this? These people, they're friendly. They're happy enough with us.
Good and noble friend.
I don't know why they don't want a defensive alliance, though. Suppose that we're not necessarily known for being the most defensive people, but you know. All of these is gonna increase upkeep. But this also gives you like, you can get the Odeon. I really want the Odeon. I just want this really bad though. Let's get this. So many good options, but you can only get one, so. Okay, let's get closer to C-Day. That's where I want to go. Apparently 2 turns till we get there. And luckily, Pergamon is just letting me through, so I'll run straight through their territories with pleasure. Yeah, 3,000 income per turn now to play with, if we want to play with it, that is. I mean, honestly, I should probably spend that money on upgrades to make more money. Right? I mean, there's just so many upgrades I could do. I was thinking I could just like blow it on a navy, but it's super duper unnecessary to have a navy. And if I just invest that money into better settlements, it just means that it strengthens my empire rather than waste money from it, you know? Just way more worth it. Next turn we're in C-Day, boys. Now I'm not planning on actually keeping C-Day. It's the only settlement that Egypt owns in that province. And subsequently, it's just not very... I mean, how am I even going to keep it? Public order is going to be such a pain to manage. It's going to be impossible. I think that I just liberate it, and that's it. Like, if I can't have it, then at least the Ptolemies don't get to have it. And at least they get to feel the wrath of Odrysia. You know, they're helping the Cretians rob me along the coast. And, well, I'm going to return to favor by robbing them of a possession in Asia Minor, for one possession in Asia Minor. What? Trade of his valued ally is no longer possible. How? Okay, it has to be from capital to capital, right? I mean, I think that Athens would be a better capital than Pulpadeva. I mean, Pulpadeva is culturally important, but I mean, dude, if I can't actually use it to trade, then it's a waste of time to have Pulpadeva as my capital. Now, oh, Ephasos is Egyptian. Let's go and kill them. This army was going to Zamezagatuza. This army was going to Epidamos. This army should be heading here. And ooh, 5 plus 5? Okay, next turn we can spend money on this. I mean, there really isn't a whole lot that we can do, to be fair. Do we need to take C-Day? I'm starting to think that maybe we need to take C-Day. Where's my spy? Can't get any additional sight. Screw it, we just have to kill these guys. Can't think about it for too long. I'll liberate it. I'd rather liberate. It's an experienced garrison army, man. These archers were clearly doing amazing work to Ptolemy's before I showed up. But his army is also bad, like the infantry specifically. I mean, how could these pathetic militia hoplites stand up to my professional Spartan hoplites? It'd be ludicrous to suggest that they can. Like, let me just puff out my hoplite chest here and present my hoplites to my foe. Meanwhile, I'm gonna have my Thracians just form up here. It's a beautiful shock corps. I'm just gonna run at the enemy and obliterate them while my hoplites get into a protective position and skirmish my foe to death. Now, admittedly, these guys might just try to give me the bum rush. Man, it's so predictable what these guys are doing. Screw it. I'm just gonna go ahead and form up here. Let my slingers shoot a little bit longer. There we go.
We hunger for blood and battle. Advance at speed. Thracian warriors.
There we go. Hoplites, get into formation, overlap shields, get together, stand tall. Native archers are wilding. I mean, these guys have probably slaughtered entire armies of Seleucids or Pergamese or whatever, so
Our general is under attack.
they're not expecting to have Rhodian slingers pounding them. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get some Freyo shot cab straight into these native citizens. And they should be able to appropriately shock them into submission by killing the overwhelming majority of them. My general is getting shot here. Let's wrap him around. I don't quite like this development of my general getting shot to pieces. But I do like the development of his native archer with full silver chevrons just breaking that quickly, and these guys are completely surrounded too, so it's like, sorry, they are completely overlapping, so like, probably not gonna do too well, morale-wise. Oh, man, we are taking freaking damage, man. The general just gonna have to rush through it though, he has no choice at this point. I mean, yeah, this guy is just gonna have to, and he could just stand here and throw his javelin off horseback.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
What the?
The battle is turning in our favor.
There's native townfolk. To be fair, it's not like they should do like excellently against us in that melee. And over on this flank is a native militia. Even though they are in like phalanx formation, it's not like they're gonna do like super duper well. Okay, we cleaned up a phalanx on this end. Some veteran hoplites. I mean, I think veteran hoplites should be able to defeat native townsfolk, but if we could do a nice hammer and anvil at the same time, it really isn't gonna go well for them, I can tell you.
One of our units has used
Colonist hoplites are defeating Greek spearmen decisively. So it's taking a while, as hoplite battles tend to.
One of our units is.
I mean, decisive victory. They lost 45 men, which I don't like, but I don't know, man. Goodbye. I just liberate it.
For the tribe!
I mean, nice. We got ourselves some loyal Greek allies here,
Athena give you wisdom so that you may...
and they're willing to trade with me
My
too.
people will find much
Of
joy
course
in
they are.
this.
These guys are really mad that we liberated someone. What, the Romans? Are they upset that I liberated someone? No. It's only the Germans that were really pissed. Well, makes sense. Seleucids. They don't care about a liberate. I don't know why it was.
Welcome. The day is already old and... The... We welcome your acceptance. Your wisdom echoes that. My people are wealthy.
I mean, I think that Yehuda is very rich when it comes to Ptolemaic influences, so it's like...
Well,
if we can go and start taking over Yehuda, then we could go and do some pretty serious damage.
Ready for orders!
And my thinking is that I really need to make that navy. It's time, boys. I was talking about not making a navy for like 5 minutes, but no, we're making a navy next turn. One more turn, boys, then I do need to go and get ready for a hockey game, which I'm very excited about. Parthia. Come on, boys, move quickly. I mean, surely Pergamon should be able to reclaim Ephesus. I mean, yes, there's a Ptolemaic navy that briefly took out, but should be permanent if the Pergamese have any backbone whatsoever. Like, how we couldn't possibly lose such a vital settlement for this long. Could tell you about. Okay, I need more money. Cecily are gone. I need more freaking money, boys. Unless the Seleucids are willing to let me pass through my territory.
Greetings, my friend. You have my
I need
ear
more
for
money.
your speech.
And I don't think
if
the
it
Seleucids
profits
are gonna
my people,
let me.
agreement too.
No, they won't. So, the absence of that, I need a navy. But the Ptolemaic navies are absolutely insane. You know what? I should be able to raise a fleet here.
Fleet ready.
We need more money. We just need more money. If I could just milk my people for one turn, just absurdly milk them, beyond anything reasonable, and things will be good. It's just one turn. I think it's gonna ruin troop replenishment. It's just gotta be it.
For the tribe. Starting out. Making camp.
So I need the dang money. Where's the money? Okay, so I mean, at least like these armies are in place. Alright, we have our Illyrian army, and we have our Dacian army. We have our two armies here, we have our two armies here. It's all making sense.
For the tribe. On the move, lads.
I can't go here without having supplies. I just can't. It's gonna ruin my army.
Ready for orders. Your orders? Assembling the fleet.
So here's what we gotta do, boys. We got a risky maneuver on our hands. If I can just get my navy, slip past these Egyptian fleets, and send my army from the recently allied Side. Oh, he met Carthage. Oh, Lugos and Rome. That's actually great because that just means that things are a lot easier for me now. There we have it. Let's get... Get things to a normal level. Oh, you know, we can go ahead and raise some, like, normal ships here, right? Go ahead and build ourselves a Royal Thracian fleet full of Greek Marines, and could even upgrade this unit into a proper Dacian Raider unit. Beautiful. Beautiful. Brings a tear to my eye. We can re-upgrade this. We can re-upgrade this. Dacia, everyone's happy for some reason. Don't know why. Things shouldn't be this good, but they are. I see no reason to disturb this. Everyone for this. When I get this. Upgrade. Boom. Yeah, this army can go march in. Go ahead and just grab some local Scythians to join, and then next turn we're going to be in position to go make war on Cameria. Well, I don't know. When it comes to this army, I think we just keep it camped. Ephasos is a strong settlement. The enemy's making a lot of money from it. And I do want to rip it to shreds. But I also have to be very mindful that if I do, we could face problems later. You know what, boys? I think that this is it for today. I mean, we're making some pretty strong income in a lot of places. And our campaign's going pretty swell, honestly. It's going pretty swell. But I also need to watch the time because I gotta get to a hockey game. But yeah, boys, I mean, come on. Oh, look at this map. Look at it. Sure, we only really took Pannonia on this trade, but we managed to stabilize Greece in a lot of areas in the process as well, which is impressive. And we have also 2 military allies now and agreements with Rome, which, you know, those are all pretty big advantages. And we're, of course, in position now to do some real damage and permanently occupy some of the Ptolemy's areas and also some of Cameria's. So stay tuned, boys. We got some more content ahead.